In the last video, we looked at signing on to Windows with a Microsoft Online account, which gives us access to various services such as Office 365 or our OneDrive file space, cloud file space, or a local account, which means that we have to store everything locally. And of course, you can still get to OneDrive and all of that by going to the proper website and signing on at the OneDrive website, for example. So you can still get to that and be logged on locally to your local machine, which is, by the way, that I typically work at home, just so you know. However, there is one other type of account, and I want to notice here, I'm going to go to my host machine first, and this is my host machine. I'm going to click Setup here, and under, well, I didn't show you where I went. I went to Accounts, and then here I have your info. There's me as a local user right now, Roger Z, and I'm going to click Email and Accounts. And when I get down to here, you can see that there are a couple of accounts here this machine is aware of and has a setup for my online Microsoft account. It also has a setup for an account with another college, and so it maintains setups on this machine with these different accounts. But let's take a look at something else here. I'm going to just click a folder here and go down to this PC. I'm going to right click this PC, go to Properties, and look here. I am let's see, the computer name is Willow here, and I'm on a work group. Let me click Change Settings just because the view is a little bit easier to understand here. The computer name is here, and I am on what we call a work group. Every computer is on a work group. Even if it's a computer of one and it doesn't ever talk to any other computer, it's a work group of one. And you can change the name of this. You can have a work group with just a your own personal name. Let's say that you like rivers, and so you call your work group Rivers, or whatever you want to call it. And then each computer would have the name of a different river, for example, for the computer names. But the other option is domain. And a domain is when I actually sign on to a domain that's controlled by a server. And once I do that, that server has absolute complete control over everything that I do. They can see everything I do, they maintain everything I do, and this is the way most workplaces work. So I can sign on to a domain, and if I do so, then I have a domain account. The nice thing about a domain account is any computer that I go to on that domain within that workplace, so to speak, let's say that I work in a large office, I can go to any cubicle, I can log on to that domain with that domain name, and I have full access to whatever it is that my account has access to. So that is the third option that we have. And let me see, it looks like I don't have my Word document up anymore. Let's bring that up. And you can see here account types. I can have a Microsoft account, I can have a local account, or I can have a domain account. However, with a domain account, that means that the server on that domain has control over everything I do, but I only have one login for every computer. Whereas with a local account, I have different logons for different computers. With a Microsoft account, I have the same logon for different computers, but as you saw, I have to go through the setup on that particular computer so that I can set that computer up for that account so that it understands what that account is and what my preferences are for that account. There is one more that is not listed here, and that is the Azure Active Directory account type. And essentially what that is a domain account where the server that's running it is not a local server to the business, but a Microsoft Cloud or Azure server. And so that server that's online is running that Active Directory for that account. So really it's kind of the same as a domain account, but you'll see it listed in some books and so forth as an Azure Active Directory or Azure AD account. So local machines, you can log on locally, or you can log on with Microsoft a workplace machine, you can log on with a domain or an Azure Active Directory domain account.